On March 17th, less than an hour before it became the 18th, the FNaF Spanish project, Definitive Edition, was released. So after surviving the wait for this to finally be out of development, and finally downloading all 4 games, we open FNaF 1. Here we can see my progress was saved, and view the extra section. And something curious is that in the demo versions of the Definitive Edition that I was able to play, this section wasn't there yet. But anyway, here we'll find the animatronics, jump scares, the credits, and the option to turn the light on and off. So we'll leave it on, because the point of this is to test the changes, right? So here we are, playing FNaF 1 with better lighting and with changes in the translation. Because if we compare it with the previous version of FNaF 1 in Spanish, there are some differences, like for example, the sign and the children's drawings, which are now actually translated. Anyway, those little details are appreciated. Although something I don't understand, and that doesn't make sense to me, is why. When we turn on the light, there's a big flash inside our office, but when we close the door, it just disappears. I mean, if the light is outside, why doesn't the office light up? And if it's inside, why doesn't it shine on us when we close the door? These things don't make sense to me. But aside from that, I want to highlight that they fixed the issue of the screen looking pixelated in the center. This helps the game look better. Here's a quick comparison of what it looks like when we see the boy in the office, and as you can see, it's better in the Definitive Edition. And of course, now the most important thing. And unlike its old version when you enter 1987 in the custom night, well, yes. And well, now let's move on to FNaF 2. Here again we have the extras section, with the same things as in FNaF 1. Although here the characters are pixelated. Setting that aside, let's start the game. And yes, this is GOT. This is cinema, and it's going to get better. Although, wait, why is this part lit up? And why does the whole sign change color when I adjust the hallway light? Maybe we'll find out someday. Anyway, I wasn't lying when I said things would get better. But first, let's review one more thing. That's because Toy Bonnie's animation was changed. Honestly, I preferred the old one. I'm not sure why they did it. Maybe because Toy Chica's animation was added and they wanted Toy Bonnie's to look similar. Although it's interesting to see Toy Chica now, she's honestly not that likable. As far as I know, they took this animation from UCN, and personally in UCN it works. It has more than 50 animatronics that take up screen space. But not here. So personally, I prefer the original Toy Bonnie. And if it doesn't match with Toy Chica, then just don't add her. Although I appreciate the effort. But now let's talk about the good things. And as expected, everything is translated into Spanish. That's the strong point of this fun game. But as a bonus to that, we have these beauties. And it's thanks to the lighting. It gives the feeling that the animatronics that stand in front of you in the office are really very close. Besides, it really does look like there's an orange light behind them. Just because of this great detail, the SNES 2 becomes the best one in the Definitive Edition. Seriously, it looks spectacular. Although it's not perfect and the characters aren't properly cut out, it's honestly a great addition. Before wrapping up, I should mention there's sometimes a bug when moving the animatronic's head in these scenes. And also when I set Golden Freddy to 20, he just didn't show up. And actually, he killed me, but I don't know how because I didn't even see him. He never showed up. I think they took Golden Freddy being a ghost way too seriously. And well, that's mostly all I have to say about this game from here on out. I mean, it's a star. And in SNES 4 there are changes. Yes, but not that significant. First in SNES 3. Well, here there's a change in the lighting. It looks better. But aside from that, and the fact that most of it is in Spanish, redundancy aside, there aren't any more things. Actually, while playing, I remembered why I still don't like 3 on SNES. At one point, you have Springtrap very much under control. And then after being scared by a phantom animatronic, he appears next to your office. But anyway, and of course I also noticed other mistakes. Well, just one, the one where Springtrap goes through the maintenance panel. Although before I had also noticed another error. It happened in the demo version, which is when they attack you, but only part of the screen turns black. But fortunately it's already fixed. Fortunately. And something I forgot to mention is the extras section, which has a few more things. And finally we have SNES 4 Definitive Edition. And well, it's FNaF 4, but in Spanish. That sums it up. Here, however, I haven't noticed any errors or anything. But I can't say much either, since I only got through night 1, then I got killed by Springtrap. Anyway, this game has translated texts, which help make the story much easier to understand. In fact, just by taking a general look at the 4 games, something to be thankful for is that there are translated dialogues for all the characters.
Since the attraction opens in a week, we've had to make sure everything works properly. And that nothing catches on fire. When the place opens, people will enter from the opposite end of the building, and a path will open up toward you. Then they'll walk past you. And they'll find the exit.
This is especially noticeable with the phone guys. Well, this has been the review of the Definitive Edition. In my opinion, the best one is FNaF 2, as I mentioned before, because of how it plays with the lighting and also with the withered animatronics. All the FNaF games shown here are in Spanish, and yes, I know I'm repeating myself over and over and going on about the same thing. But the effort they're putting in is noticeable, and the effort they will put in, because of course they announced there will be a definitive edition of Sister Location, as well as the development and translation of the next games. So FNaF's Spanish project will be around for a while. Meanwhile, we need to wait and support this group of people.